selling ERP as cat boys. Doubles. Everything.
See me YouTube!
I am Stellatrix, coming at you live from a starship near you. Today we will be perceiving Why Men Love Playing as Girls by Noctapus. Noctapus. I have many of my own theories of why men love playing as girls. Not all of them revolve around because cute girl butt. So strap in, strap on, and let's go perceive. Wait. If there's something you'd like to see me react to, please tell me about it in my comments, tell me on Twitch, or tell me about it in my Discord.
As much as I've loved pretending to be an anime girl for the past 2 years,
Pretending?
I think it's finally time that I did a face reveal.
Oh my god, wait. He's the octopus? He's not even the girl? He's the octopus?
As much as I've loved pretending to be
He's
an
the
anime
friggin'
girl for the
octopus!
past 2 years, I think it's finally time that I did a face reveal. 3.
Oh wait, that's why his name was Noctapus. Oh, I get it. I got it. I'm caught up now.
2, 1. Hey guys, it's me, Noctapus. It was always a matter of time before I got rid of that stupid VTuber avatar. I've always hated VTubers anyway.
Damn, Noctapus is pretty good looking.
Alright, fine, this isn't actually me. This is Pinoy, my editor.
I was like, wait a minute. I feel like well, first of all, I could tell he was like lip syncing the words, but I was like, I feel like I've seen this guy before.
Do you see how it made you feel? Betrayed? Shocked even? I felt that exact same way when I confessed my undying love for a cat girl in Final Fantasy XIV, only for it to be a 43-year-old dude living in Nebraska. But the question is, why do men play as female characters?
Editor Kun, do a face reveal right now. Do it right now or you're fired. Wait, you're already fired. Got him. Hey.
As an avid girl chooser myself, I've wondered this question for a long time. My main cover-up story
Girls are
was that
great.
girls have a smaller hitbox. And while that 100% is totally not cope and very true, it's not the main reason. To get to the bottom of this, I created a community poll to ask you, my subscribers who were specifically guys, one simple question. Do you prefer to play as male or female? Over 2,000 of you answered. The results were not really that surprising considering
Female.
my type of audience, but over 70% of you said that you picked girls. But not only that, a ton of you wrote paragraph-long answers in the replies that I 100% always definitely read.
I know that female characters tend to get more pretty options for glamour, and I don't know. I feel like you could go down this rabbit hole really freaking deep. Like, women in real life just have way more fashion options. Like, way more socially acceptable fashion options. Not only does girl stuff look great, girls also look great. True. It's about having an experience that you don't get to have in reality. And in reality, you're a man. The internet is the only place where women exist. Because they don't exist in real life. Women aren't real. I'm a figment of your imagination. Big my balls in your mouth. Hey!
Let's start with the most obvious answer of all. Men just like seeing sexy girls when they grind out thousands of hours of gaming.
I wish
Yeah.
that was me.
And don't get me wrong, this is
That's true, but not as true as it is for men generally enjoying getting to be super duper macho man. I mean, I also like staring at women. But I will be honest. The super duper sexualization of like 2B and that girl from Stellar Blade irks me a little bit, because most of the time it's only valid to have a female main character in a video game if she's hot. Otherwise, it's just male main characters.
That was me.
And don't get me wrong, this isn't completely untrue. If
Yeah?
Blizzard puts one of my favorite characters in a bikini, then it's my obligation as a player to give them $20.
But that's not the
For
full
most part,
story.
it would seem like guys just fit the overall stereotype of objectifying women, but then it falls apart for certain situations. Like, why would a guy pick a female character in an
This is actually such a good example of this, is like, the woman is like unrealistic and objectified, but like, look at this man. Does that look realistic and not objectified to you?
But then it falls apart for certain situations. Like, why would a guy pick a female character in an MMO where you start out in the ugliest clothing imaginable? Or why would someone commit to an entire playthrough just to play as a non-sexualized girl character? This isn't
The base Mikote armor in Final Fantasy XIV is literally Tifa. Like, what do you mean, ugliest armor imaginable? You're playing a freaking cat. What? This is not the best example of what you're trying to say here, buddy. The whole thing has a lot to do with female worth being tied to looks and male value being tied to actions. Yes! Yes! This is why, generally speaking, men don't have a problem with being quote-unquote objectified, because men don't have to deal with that struggle on a daily basis, to the extent that women do. But what men do have a problem with is being made to feel useless.
Why would someone commit to an entire playthrough just to play as a non-sexualized girl character? This isn't saying that aesthetics of things like character skins aren't important to players, but that being the only reason isn't telling the full story. So that would lead us to another possible answer. Girl characters just have way more clothing options.
True,
It's
generally.
no secret that one of the core experiences in gaming is being able to make your character look as cool as possible. And based on the replies to the poll I mentioned earlier in the video, over 30% of you mentioned that you play girls because the clothing options just look better. This makes sense, considering that for a long time game companies were too scared to experiment with what kinds of skins belong to what character. Typically, male character outfits tend to be big and bulky, and female characters have historically been a bit more revealing and aesthetically pleasing. Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake, Cammy versus Ryu, and the most sexist case of all, Pac-Man versus Mrs. Pac-Man. If you think back to when
Oh my freaking god. That reminds me of the way we anthropomorphize females versus males. Like, if you think about female Stitch, she's pink and she's got boobs, so you know she's a girl. I don't remember if she has lipstick or not. Like, why does Lola Bunny have to wear clothes, but like Bugs Bunny doesn't have to wear clothes? Why does Amy from Sonic have to wear clothes, but Sonic doesn't have to wear clothes? It's so weird.
some MMOs were first released, like Final Fantasy XIV, Blade and Soul, Black Desert Online, they all had or still have gender-locked clothing. This means that you're
Okay. So I think the bigger reason why games gender lock clothing or race lock clothing or class lock clothing is not because of sexism or because of actually really wanting exclusivity. It's because the workload is so much more trying to convert textures across every single body type. It literally doubles everything. If you have to do it for both, you have to do it for both?
options for outfits are split from the very moment you start playing. So unless I'm feeling like playing a big burly warrior, of course I'm going to pick something more aesthetically pleasing. To give game companies some credit where it's due, it's becoming more and more common now for characters to wear whatever they want. For example, in Final Fantasy XIV, they recently made it to where you can live out your dream of being a giant, manly orc in a bunny suit. But until that line keeps getting blurred, I'd like to quote someone from my comment section. If I'm going to be staring at an ass of a character for the next 100 hours, it should at least be one I like looking at. And while I wholeheartedly agree with this statement, there's something missing. A real nail in the coffin to put this debate to rest, you know? And I think I might have found it. A single name kept popping up while I was researching for answers.
Oh?
Proteus. And what do people named Proteus and girl avatars have in common? They're both usually old men, but Proteus wasn't any old man. He was a Greek god of the seas who could predict the future and transform into whatever he wanted. Okay, cool, but what does that have to do with anything? Hold on, let me explain. Let's look at a scientific phenomenon known as the Proteus effect. This is a name given to an occurrence when a person's behavior in a virtual world transforms due to the characteristics of their avatar.
I'm like ADHD. An occurrence when a personal behavior in a virtual world transforms due to the characteristics of their avatar. Oh, okay.
The behavior changes because the person has a pre-existing knowledge or expectation of how those players online act. This might be kind of complex, so let me give an example. A toxic League of Legends player who typically plays more aggressive hypercarries gets to play a support character. This player might subconsciously start embodying more stereotypical feminine traits, like being more cooperative or empathetic with their teammates, because that's how they associate that side of the player base in their brain. This doesn't usually mean gameplay, by the way, this is more of a social thing. But this effect is real and has scientific evidence through hundreds of research papers.
I never thought about that.
Some of the students at Nottingham Trent University found that men often associate positive feelings towards women avatars, such as how attractive or aesthetically pleasing they are, making them more likely to choose female characters.
This sort of thing, I'm sure this relates to why when you get automated voices or you hear like an advertisement in the supermarket, it's almost always done by a cheerful, sweet-sounding feminine voice, because female voices are just more, just less off-putting, and they feel more nurturing.
Game companies already know this, which explains why you can always buy sexy outfits with microtransactions. It's not really that shocking when you think about it. I mean, what, you just expect them not to make money? Complain about it all you want, but people are still buying it. But hold on, that's not the only reason.
Complain about it all you want. Men will always like staring at and you know what? So will I.
The proteus effect also explains how men typically gravitate towards playing women in multiplayer games because they expect more positive social outcomes. If I play as a girl in this MMO, not only will I be more aesthetically pleasing, but players are way more willing to help me out and give me lots of gold. To back this point up, I found another study from the University College of London.
I've known several men in Final Fantasy XIV who pretended to be women and date other men. Like date other men in Final Fantasy XIV so that they would buy them stuff. Anyone who says that like or whatever is a female problem, the men would do it too if they had the same opportunities afforded to them. Catgirl fishing. Literally catgirl fishing. The most profitable candy selling that I've seen in Final Fantasy XIV was done by men selling ERP as catboys. So I don't know if I'm like revealing a meta. I don't know if I'm selling trade secrets right now. We all sell ourselves for something. The only difference is what and to who. You know what? That is true and so profound and so hilarious to hear in the context of selling candy as a catboy in Final Fantasy XIV.
We discovered that players who use women avatars with more detailed clothing not only have more social interactions, but more positive social experiences in general. Now, I know this is kind of shocking because the mere thought of having a girl on your team is enough for any average Valorant player to have a mental breakdown.
Because the only thing women are good for is cooking, cleaning, sucking, and
But overall, it seems like playing multiplayer games as a more feminine avatar can lead to a less lonely gaming experience in general. But at the end of the day, these kinds of things all play a part into a bigger overall narrative. Yeah, the proteus effect can offer some answers, but it's not this magical solution to the question. Personally, I think when a person plays a game, they want to immerse themselves as much as possible. For some people, that's making their character look just like them in real life. And for others, it's being something completely different. Tons of people use games as a form of escapism. I mean, if you're a big manly dude working a grueling 8-hour shift getting yelled at by customers all day, why would anyone blame you for coming home and role-playing as a cute cat girl? Or
I've actually thought about this a lot in reference to VTuber models and the kinds of person, what goes into a person picking the model that they pick. Because choosing a VTuber model it's designing a character to represent yourself. There are a lot of female VTubers who have no problem sexualizing their model and themselves as their model, but they would never do that in real life because they see this character as like a total separation from them where they get to be this person that they don't get to be in reality. And then there's people that are like me who I see my model as an extension of me. My model is an extension of me, and I don't really do things with my model that I wouldn't do with my real flesh body. And I've thought a lot about the psychology behind that. And it fascinates me a whole lot. And then of course, you know, there's the people that don't think of it as an extension of themselves at all, and they just go for like, what is popular, what is the meta, what is business, which is kind of what the companies are doing that make cute girl outfits and then don't make cute boy outfits. It's all about popular demand, I guess. Lots use it as an outlet for a side of themselves they aren't ready to expose to the world. Very true! And I think that's why I love VTubing so much, is you get to be whatever version of yourself you want to be.
Maybe for you it's a deeper and more complex reason, like personally identifying with the character, using it to express something you couldn't in your daily life. There are literally hundreds of reasons to answer this question.
True.
So the truth is, as unsatisfying as this might be, it's not actually something that can be directly solved. Thanks for watching. If you like this, leave a comment and tell me about what makes you like playing certain characters.
Because the only thing women are good for is cooking, cleaning, sucking, and...
True. As a woman, I can concur. Those are the only things that I am good for. And I'm not even that good at them. Well, that was that. If there was something you would like to see me react to, please drop a comment about it. Tell me on Twitch or tell me on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. It's never goodbye. It is always good later. Until next time. Bye-bye. I could really go for an egg right now. Editor Coon, feed me an egg!